This may be kind of a downer video, a little bit discouraging, not in a great mood. Today at the post office, I was verbally attacked by a woman, and I'm going to tell you what happened and tell you what I did, and I would really like for you to leave the comments below what you would have done in this case. So I had my mask on, and I had 2 IKEA bags loaded with boxes and poly mailers, probably about 15 pounds worth. And in my post office, there's a long counter with 3 windows. And at the end of the last window, there's like a ledge, a shelf, where they have asked me to put my boxes and my poly mailers instead of using the drop box, because they say that the boxes stop up the drop box, gets stuck. So I walked in like I do every morning, had my mask on, and I noticed there was a lady at the 3rd window, which is next to the counter that I'm going to put my things on. And this sometimes happens. You go in there and people are at the window with the post office worker. And so I put my things down. I got the first box and I went and put it on the shelf, and the lady that was there being waited on started screaming. And at first I didn't know she was screaming at me. She was just like, "Hey, hello, 6 feet, 6 feet, yay you." I mean, she was just screaming at me. And when I looked down at her feet, I realized she's right. I am not 6 feet away. I'm about 4 feet away. But I had a mask on, so I wasn't concerned that I was going to give her anything or that she was going to give me anything. She, by the way, did not have a mask on. Not that that makes any difference, but she was screaming at me. And I said, I'm really sorry, you weren't using that window. And she said, "I most certainly am using that window, and you saw me here, and you were invading my space, and get back 6 feet." And she was just going on. And I found myself getting upset and, angry. And I am not a confrontational person. Like, I would normally cry in that situation. I noticed that she didn't have a mask on, and it was so tempting, guys, for me to say, I'm doing my part to keep others safe wearing my mask. Where's yours? But I didn't, because she was right. I was not 6 feet away from her. I was about 4 feet away from her. So I moved back, about 2 feet. And then she just starts doing this, like this real exaggerated step back on her end, get away from me, and just continue to, verbally abuse me in public. And what made it even worse is the postal worker she was dealing with is the same lady who lied to me a couple of weeks ago about tracking. She told me that when you send a package into the post office, when tracking starts, it doesn't track until it gets to its destination. In other words, when it stops at post offices along the way, it doesn't get scanned. It only gets scanned at its destination, which is a total and just terrible lie, right? But anyway, so I already don't like that lady. And so she was laughing, and then I heard laughter, and I looked over, and there were 2 other women laughing. Now, I don't know if they were laughing at her because she was being absolutely ridiculous and just blowing this whole thing out of proportion, or if they were laughing at me. It doesn't really matter. They were laughing, and it really wasn't funny. And so, I know that this issue right now, this murder that happened with these cops and this man, and them holding him down on his throat, it's got everybody all upset and frustrated and stressed, and this virus has everybody upset, but I still think that when somebody does something wrong and they apologize, they admit, that they were wrong and they apologize, chill a little bit and forgive them and just go on with your day. So what I ended up doing, because she was having a package actually packed up, like it was open, is I ended up just grabbing my packages and going around to the other side and dropping them in the box, like I was told not to do before, because I wasn't going to stand there for 15 minutes listening to this woman yell at me. I mean, she just didn't want to stop. So please, put in the comments below what you would have done. Now, my best friend tells me that she thinks what I need to do is write a complaint to the postmaster at that post office. I think that this incident has taught me that I'm going to go back to my old post office, even though I had issues before. It was 2 years ago. I'm hoping things have changed there. I loved this post office for 2 years. I've loved it. It's been great. And if I do write the postmaster and complain, I am going to, say that I've been bragging to everybody. Go to this post office. It's amazing, and to let them know that this post office worker, number one, lied to me a couple of weeks ago and gave me a number to call Consumer Affairs if I wanted to complain. And number two, that she laughed about a situation that really wasn't funny. Like, I was literally scared. I don't do well with people screaming at me. And I wanted to leave there as soon as possible so that there was not a confrontation in the parking lot. I just don't do well with that, guys. And I kind of held my cool, but, I think what pissed her off is that when she first started screaming at me, I made a face like that. And even though she couldn't see, she could see my eyes, because I was just surprised that someone would just, go off on you instead of just saying, hey, you're not 6 feet apart, because there's no markings there. There's only markings in the line to wait to go up to the counter. There's no markings over by where to drop your packages off, because people just drop them off and leave. So anyway, that's what happened. Leave me a comment below. Have a great day. I'm going to try to cheer up and not let this spoil my day.